Ari Aster has become one of those filmmakers where it's uncertain what strange trip he'll take you on next and how exactly you'll gel with it. However one feels about the finished film, it's admirable that there are directors like him often willing to take those wild swings. With Eddington, he clearly has a lot on his mind about what happened during the early months of the pandemic and how people attempted to communicate their frustrations and differences. This is the kind of movie that will absolutely anger certain types of viewers, but for those willing to listen, there's a worthwhile message here underneath the biting satire. Throughout the 2.5 hours, Aster keeps things engaging as we follow the multiple characters. However, those looking for someone to sympathize with may have difficulty with that, as these are all heavily flawed people stuck in their own worlds. The town's anti-mask sheriff, Joe Cross, is given the most focus, with Joaquin Phoenix depicting his selfish personality and how Cross navigates the chaos that erupts in Eddington. Pedro Pascal's mayor is immediately established as his opponent, but we also find out more under the surface, and Pascal does well in showing those two sides. A confrontation between the two at a party provides one of the standout moments of the film. Ari Aster seems particularly concerned with the way people were transformed by their social media usage during the pandemic. The film takes aim at conspiracy theorists and how they need to feel anger at the world leads them down these roads, but it also satirizes those who jump into a cause simply because it's popular. Rarely in the story do the characters talk and discuss calmly with each other to try and resolve an issue, preferring merely to yell and name-call and use buzzwords. For those of us who have gotten tired of this sort of behavior from people, it's interesting to see a movie confronted head-on. Aside from the two central figures, several other characters stand out. The teenagers could have easily been turned into mere simplistic renderings, but the script highlights how they go down the paths they do. The script has a sharp sense of humor, with even short dialogue exchanges being quite funny. Aster fashions the film as a western too, taking the classic hallmarks of the genre and moving them to the present day as we get the familiar "this town ain't big enough for the two of us" dynamic between the sheriff and mayor, and quite a few shootouts that go to unexpected places. Eddington is a satire that feels desperately needed during a time of strong division. It does not hold the hands or treat kindly the sorts of people it is poking fun at, and instead wonders how humanity got to this point, where we think yelling at each other will solve the world's problems instead of talking. Ari Aster seems to be thinking a lot about the state of the world, although he does not turn the movie into a lecture. He still crafts an entertaining story that plays around with the tropes of the westerns, police movies, and mysteries, and develops and shows the layers of his characters in intriguing ways. He probably knows he will peeve off a lot of people, but what he's saying is nonetheless worth listening to and reflecting on.